Hi. What's up?
How you doing?
So today's just been one of those days. The phone's blowing up. It's raining. So I really can't do anything. I got you guys on YouTubes. Right here. Fucking Cruz. Hey, Cruz. What's up, buddy? Reading your shit right now. Cruz wants to do a podcast together or a little Zoom meeting. So, okay, Cruz. No problem. Let me know when. Pick a night. Fuck. A night, not night. Fuck. Okay. Now, so that's how easy it is. That's how accessible I am. Got you motherfuckers are texting me. Cruz is a good dude. Yeah, I've never met him personally, but he's a good dude. Now, unless I see him on like an episode of like Predator Poachers Texas, Gordon Flowers fucking clanking him up. Yeah, well, you know what, Cruz? Sorry, but you fucking texted me in the middle of making a video, so you're going to become the star of the video, okay? Just a heads up, you can't cuss? Who the fuck says I can't cuss? Whose podcast is it? This fucking guy, he's trying to dictate how my shit's going to go. Little does he know, he's starring in a video himself right now. All right. So, I had, whoa, fix that. I had some people reach out. And, one guy was wanting to know about, like obtaining better quality customers. How do I get better customers, bigger customers? And look, I've already done a video on this, but I'll revisit it. Okay. Some of you may be arriving late to the party. So, I will, then we'll go over this again. Okay. There's nothing wrong with being repetitive. Okay. Hold on. Oh, I don't cuss on my channel, buddy. I don't think it's a good thing to cuss when customers are watching it. Oh, okay. You're starring in a video right now because I'm actually making a video and you're blowing up my phone, so you're going to have a little stardom in this video. Yeah, fine. I'll go on your podcast and I won't cuss. Okay? Challenge accepted. All right. I'm done with him. Putting him on. I'm muting you, mofo. I'm muting your shit. Okay. So, customers, obtaining them, getting bigger customers, better customers, higher quality customers. How do you do it? It's a tough thing. I saw one of my fellow most loyal followers, Drew Exotic. I don't even wonder how you got your name Exotic, okay? Matter of fact, when I thought about this, I swore to myself, like, I'm not calling him Exotic. I don't think any man should utter another man's name and then the word exotic after it. And I don't know, Drew. Maybe fucking you're rolling around in, maybe you roll around in Lamborghinis. And I don't know. And maybe that's what exotic means. That's what I'm going to choose to believe, that's what that means. I'm sorry, I can't. My mind's going back to Cruz here, okay? And his comment on swearing.
No more saying cuss words, guys. It's inappropriate and violent. If you say a cuss word, then you're like...
Shut the fuck... And how he, Listen, dude. You need to be who you are. This is going to tie into you getting better customers, you getting bigger customers. You need to be who you are. Do not pretend to be somebody else. To try to, it's like when you are like trying to, find a girlfriend or a mate in life, right? If you find some chick and this chick's a smoke show and, you're drawn to her for that reason, it's the wrong reason to begin with, but okay, you're attracted to her and now you're trying to get her however you can. So maybe you kind of like pretend to be a different person. Maybe you don't swear as much. Maybe you don't fart in public. Maybe you don't and I mean, I've been married to my wife for 20 years. I can count the times I passed gas on one hand in front of her. Like
you did when you tried to cover your farts by coughing.
Okay, welcome to the PTA meeting. On the subject of school lunches, I know there's been some concern about nutrition. We've had complaints about the soda machines, and I have spoken with the school board.
That's not something I do, but I got other buddies who just walk around and shit their pants in front of their wives all the time. So, I don't know. But that's not me. But my point is, it's like, if you're going to pretend to be somebody to either gain a customer, a girl, eventually they're going to see your real colors for who you are. Now, if you're somebody that's just like, oh, I just don't cuss personally in my personal life, then, okay, that's good. I wish I had that discipline to not. I'm getting better at it. But when I'm in a setting, like if I'm around a customer, I don't swear. But if I'm in a setting like this, like, hell yeah, I swear. Like, I mean, I'm talking to you. Like, if a customer finds me, hi, customer. How you doing? I'm Ryan. I'm going to be the guy you might hire, but might not after you see this video. I don't fucking know. But if you're not going to hire me because I swear, then I don't want you as a customer, okay? Because guess what? Real men, they fucking swear, all right? Watch Bruce Rivers, Criminal Lawyer.
Criminal lawyer. Well, who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And who is he? Bruce Rivers, he's the criminal lawyer. And what he do? And he's going to react to all the self-snitching. Oh.
He swears all the time. His son, the content genius, Michael.
Our content genius, who's behind the camera and behind every idea that I've ever come up with.
I can tell. He tried to get his dad to stop swearing. He was trying, I could just tell, he's stopping himself. It even got to the point where Mike was like bleeping out his swearing. But now guess what? He's swearing again. You know why? Because that's what makes things authentic. When you're authentic, people like you. People are drawn to you. And I have a passion. And my passion is that sometimes I swear. If I'm fired up to the point, I'll swear. Now, if I'm in front of a customer, I don't. Because I am a sales machine. All right? And I can just dial it in. I can turn it on. I can turn it off. And I'll turn it on and turn it off with crews. But, I'm saying this like half-heartedly joking around. But it's like, I am who I am. All right, you are who you are. If you swear, then you swear. Listen, I don't know. And that's the thing. It's like, that would be great if I find out that, well, Ryan, he swears a lot, so we're apprehensive about having him on. Okay, okay. But at the end of the day, dude, like, I'm here. I work for my customers, all right? I'm talking to you. You're a contractor, okay? We swear. We swear on the job. We don't swear loud enough so people can hear us. Maybe sometimes we just swear in our head, but we swear. And swearing, it's just... listen, I was a truck driver before I started doing this.
They can see right down into this car, you know that?
Well, so what? That's why I used to love to drive those trucks, darling. Spot those beavers.
For 17 years, I drove a truck. Truckers have horrible mouths. Horrible in there. It's horrible in there. So, that's that. Okay? That's that cruise. All right? But I would be happy to do your G-rated show. Happy to do it. And I love you, buddy. I know you're a huge supporter. We talk on the phone. I'm just fucking around with you. But not really, because, I don't know. It just fucking rubbed me the wrong way, you motherfucker. All right, so now I got all my swearing out. Just to prove that I can do it, I'm going to go through the rest of this video without saying one swear. How about that? Okay? All right. So, where the fuck was it? I'm just kidding. That's what we call acting. That's improvisation. Improvisation. All right, so we're talking customers. We're talking big customers. How do we get them? How do we keep them? It's tough. All right. And I've made some videos on this. There's a couple different ways you can do it. Right? You can fake it till you make it, which I've told people, you can steal all my pictures. You need to build a website or a presence that when customers are looking for you, they see that you're capable of doing that type of work. Now, maybe you don't want to do like commercial stuff or large commercial stuff. Maybe you just want a better quality of driveway customer that you can charge more for, that will be they'll be more loyal. They'll call you back every couple of years. The only way that you're gonna get to that point is through word of mouth. You know, I know that there are guys out there that they love to just throw money at pay-per-click advertising and Facebook market, you know, all the Facebook stuff, and it's like, listen, I got videos. Go look back a couple years. You want to do pay-per-click? Fine. I'll find your pay-per-click. I'll click your advertising budget out by 8 o'clock in the morning, and then people are only going to call me all day. She go. It's a horrible way to look at it, but hey, it's a dog-eat-dog world. I mean, that's how I built this business. All right, that's how I got all of this. That's how I got everything you see in the shop. Brand new mastic machine, brand new crack fill machine, thermo division, the whole 9 yards. How did I do it? I sat in a truck every morning. I clicked off my competition's advertising, and then I sat in that truck for the rest of the day and booked appointments. That's what I did. And I don't care if it's a scumbag thing to do. Okay? Find a way to beat me. That's it, man. That's it. You got to get yourself to a point where, number one, people look at your company and think, yes, they can handle the work. What does that mean? That means that you got to show pictures, big pictures. I can do big jobs, or really high-end driveways, really long, you know, unique, beautiful driveways with a lot of like edging, a lot of shit around there that you can possibly get sealer on that you won't. You know, all of these are gonna draw a certain type of customer. Now, what you're gonna have to fight with while you're doing this is paying your bills, right? Because it takes a while to get to a point where you can pick the people that you're going to do the work for. That's a huge, I want you to really like think about what I just said. Okay? Really think about this. You have to really decide, what type of people do I want to do work for? All right? People are too like focused on it being the other way around. And what do I mean by that? Well, customer calls, big parking lot, you go there, and immediately you're like, oh my God, you're frothing at the mouth.
It's not a monster, it's just a doggy.
I have to get this job. Oh, this is gonna be a big one. I gotta get this one. Did I? It was a half. That was a half one. You are selling your people out, right? You're selling your crew out. You're because if you're somebody who is adamant that you only do the very best work and you do things exactly to spec, then you show up at a job like that and it's huge and it's got a lot of work and your mind starts racing. You start thinking to yourself, geez, to do this by the book is going to be very expensive. So if I cut some corners, maybe if I one coat it, maybe if I go a little thin, I go 5 tips instead of 7 tips. Maybe I write up some BS in my estimate that says, we're going to hot rubber cracks over 1/4 of an inch, but we're going to let the sealer fill the smaller cracks. As soon as you start doing that, you're compromising the integrity of your work, and guess what? You're going to wind up a 3.5-star review on Google, and you're going to be fighting with all the bottom feeders to try to get whatever little scraps of work is left after the guys like me take all the good customers. And again, not trying to sound like an ass, Not trying to sound like an ass. Ass is actually a commonly accepted word and is no longer a swear, Cruz. So we're good there. All right? So, yeah. I mean, look. You got to start looking at these customers like, is this a customer that I want? Do I want to put my name on this job? Is this one of those jobs where no matter what I do, when it's done, it's still going to look bad? I don't want to put my name on jobs like that. And you have to start protecting your reputation. That is number one. The only way you're going to build a good, strong, solid business is by protecting your own image, protecting what gets out there. If nobody can point to any shit work, well, you know what? I guess I can't do it. Okay, Cruz? If people can go out and point to crappy work and say, that's the kind of work that guy does, then you can't run around claiming to be Mr. Hotshot, Mr. High and Mighty. Okay? You can't. You just can't. So, it starts with a certain type of integrity where you say, no, I'm not doing substandard work. I mean, I'm only doing the very best work. And if they want to hire me, great. And if I'm too expensive, then you know what? They may not hire me this time, but they're definitely going to hire me the next time. You almost have to get into, like your sales pitch has to have something like that a little bit along the way. You know, like you have to be able to look at your customer and be like, listen, this is a big project, and there are going to be a lot of corners that get cut on a project of this size because people are so worried about getting the job for themselves so that they can take what's theirs out of it, you know, that they're going to cut corners that you're not going to see until their first year, if they even offer a warranty. We offer a 1-year warranty, but some companies are like, no, we don't offer a warranty. But if they do, a lot of times they're just trying to do as much work to get them past their warranty, you know? And you have to be able to point that out to the customer so that when it happens, then they can look back and go, you know, man, that company that was way more money, they said that this is exactly what was going to happen. But they also said that I'd be standing in this parking lot when it's a year old, looking like it's 3 years old. And that guy told me that with those corners being cut like that, that this is what was going to happen. And that is what happens, you know? Look, I would love to be able to look at you and say, there is a specific rules. There are specific rules that you can follow. And if you do, you will attract these bigger customers. There's nothing there. It does not happen like that. And I'm sorry. There's no magical like code up, down, left, right, BA start that you can do to give yourself every tool in the arsenal, every gun in the war chest. There's just not, you know. It starts with you. You have to have integrity. You have to have, you know, you have to be an honest soul. You have to be somebody that the customers are going to want to call and say, you know what? I like this guy. You know, and they're not hiring your company. They're hiring you. Again, I wish I had something that I could look at you and say, this is exactly like what you want to do to draw these people in. But it really, you know, sorry, it all begins with you. It really does. I mean, you got to look at it like, I don't know your market either. You know, what's your market like? You got a lot of people like in your market? Because if you don't have a lot of people in your market, then you can run your business pretty much however you want, and people are just going to be forced to hire you. But if you're in a market like mine, which is saturated, because I have, you know, three or four vendors, like all within a 20-mile geographic, and actually 3 of them are within like 4 miles of each other, and then one's like 20 miles away. But we have options. Customers have options, and you know, it's like when somebody builds a scrapyard and drops a scrapyard in the middle of something, all of a sudden every Tom, Dick, and Harry is running around grabbing junk cars, doing anything they can to get any free scrap metal that you have. Well, seal coating's the same way. You know, you got a couple vendors all within a couple miles of each other. You're going to have a lot of people who claim to do this. You got guys who do it on the weekends, who work full-time jobs and just do driveways. You got, you know, guys who work full-time jobs and still try to run this business either through helpers. Like, there are so many different things so many different options out there for customers. Why would they want to pick you? Like, I want you to like pause this video for a second. I want you to think to yourself, like, what do I have to offer people that the other customers can't offer? You know, you guys, I mean, the other businesses can't offer. Like, you guys got to be in this mindset that I have to make myself more valuable. If you think like, oh, I got a seal coating rig and I got a line striper, or if you're just a line striping company and you're like, oh, I got a couple lines, you know, I got a couple line stripers and we do some stuff for some pretty big paving companies. Okay. So what? So what? Oh, we do, you know, shopping centers and parking garages for all these paving. Okay. So you got a couple paving companies you work for. Whoop-de shit. What's going to happen when someone else cheaper comes along? What's going to happen when that paving company you find out is going under because the guy owes tons of money to his employees, trucks, and taxes? Like, you can't rely on other people's businesses to support your business. I get very scared when I see people who do that. You know, I mean, you have to make yourself more valuable to the customer. That's why we do sport courts. Like, look, I don't want to get into cutting and patching. Like, I know some seal coating guys, like, their other avenue for making money is paving. Like, I don't want any part of that.
I didn't like it.
I don't want any part of that. So I had to draw a niche, okay? And my niche was going to be sport courts, right? There wasn't a lot of people that did them. I can make myself very valuable in the marketplace if I just start doing it. And voila, you know, making yourself more valuable. What's another way you can make yourself? All right, let's go. We're going on a field trip.
I'll turn this damn bus around. That'll end your precious little field trip pretty damn quick, huh? Shit.
Ugh. What's another way that you can make yourself more valuable? Well, here's thermoplastic. You know, when you're dealing with these companies, once you're able to obtain a big customer, a good customer, like, you want them, hi Gimbal, yeah. You don't want them to have any other reason to go look anywhere else. None. All right. So in my case, it was, we were doing work and it was, hey, can you do sport courts? I mean, I didn't fucking know how to do sport courts, but I was like, yeah, I can do sport courts. Yeah. Sure. And then, you know, I kept getting calls from these companies that I did work with, and they're like, hey, can you do thermoplastic? We're doing all this utility work and we need someone to do thermoplastic. No, I don't do thermoplastic. Like, the barrier to entry just to get into doing thermoplastic's $100,000. Like, no, I don't, you know. But then it's like, I start talking to people and guys like, man, if you had this equipment, I could keep you really busy. And it's like, okay. So I find some thermo equipment, you know, and next thing you know, I'm more valuable because I do thermo. And now look, it's like, is it going to happen overnight? No. You're going to go spend $100,000 on thermo equipment, and it's going to take you a year or two before people start to know. But see what happens, and what happened, like, for me is, we're in the city, or we're in, you know, the Worcester area, so to say, and I get hooked up with one utility company. Then these utilities have to do work themselves. Charter, Verizon, you know, although they subcontract this company to do the work, they're also doing work themselves. So they will recommend you to them and be like, you know, who are you guys using for thermoplastic? Oh, we're using Premier. Next thing you know, we're just the company that does it now. So, like, you have companies that are local, more out by Boston, that are real players in doing thermoplastic. Like they are set up for it way more than I'm ever going to be set up for it. But that's okay. I'm not looking to go out there and do like that type of work. You know, here's another my yellow thermoplastic pre-melter. Again, all of this stuff came as like came together when I bought it. So that is another avenue to make yourself more appealing to customers. All right, what else do we got out here? All right, my neighbors are out here, I think. Nope, neighbors are gone. Don't have to feel like a douchebag running around in the parking lot with a camera. What else you got? Again, what else makes you more appealing to your customers? You know, being able to offer more services to those customers is what is going to make you appealing. This is a mastic machine I just purchased from Sealmaster. Beautiful piece of equipment. I have a mastic machine right now. But it's a little underpowered for the work that I'm trying to do. So I bought this one. I demoed this, and then I fell in love with it, so they sold it to me. This, again, just going to make you more appealing to your customers. You don't want them to have to jump ship for anybody. I got this customer, FM Global. They do national testing on building and stuff. They had a line striping guy. You know, they had been using him for years. But they reached out to him, and he said, I don't do crack filling too, so you can hire me to do the line striping, but you got to hire someone else to do the crack filling. Well, I showed up for the estimate, and I said, well, I can do both. And he said, you don't have to subcontract anything out? No, I don't. I got the job. Now I'm their guy. Like we got in there, they were so impressed with our work and the equipment. They were just like, man, you guys have got your stuff together, and you're the guys, you know? So you don't know, you just don't know when it's like, you just don't know. So that's my advice to you is you got to go out there. You got to put yourself out there. You have to distinguish yourself from other contractors. And whether you do it by equipment, equipment. So here we go. You know, we're talking about the tanks today. I got this tank over here, which goes on my wand spray truck. And then this rig right here is my spray bar rig. So again, I can go into customers. While you're going into customers and you're looking at let's say a 40,000 square foot job, and you're thinking, okay, I got to get 15 cents a square foot, and then I got to get 80 cents a foot for my cracks, and I'm going to get $5 a line for my line striping. That sounds like a pretty competitive price. I'm walking in there and I'm going, yeah, I'm going to do the whole thing for 15 cents a square foot. And what? Yeah, because I'm doing this with a spray bar. The seal coating portion of this job is going to cost me about $700 in material, and it's going to be about 20 minutes worth of labor. I am so set up to do these parking lots with my tow behind crack machine. You know, somebody comes in here and now they come in with an MA10 or pour pots. You know, that's a lot more labor than me. I'm going to do this parking lot here, crack fill it in about an hour and a half, where it's going to take you the better part of a half a day. Then you're going to put your first coat down at night. Then you're going to have to come back the next morning to put your second coat down. Then you're going to have to come back that night to do your striping, if not the next day, where I can pretty much do that same job in one day. I can clean and crack fill it in about 2 hours, get out there with my spray bar truck, slam down a coat in about an hour with the edging, come back, do my second coat 3-4 hours later in about 20 minutes, and then I can come back that night and I can do the striping. All of that saves money. Being able to present that to a customer as a time-saving thing. Like, I can go to the customer and explain that because of my equipment, I'm going to be able to come in here and do this job one day faster without if anything, my job's going to look better because I'm using a spray bar. It's going to be more uniform. You're not going to have your blotches on your edges. Like, you have to just make yourself more appealing to the people that you are trying to win, the work that you want. It's like, it's like Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they will come. It really is. Like, I bought this thermo equipment. I didn't really have the customers for it, but now I do because word got out that I got the equipment. Mastic, same thing. I bought the rig that I have now for $18,000 cash, I think. This other one that was $80,000, It's like, and I bought it and I've already got work for it. So, I mean, it just took delivery on that thing last week, and next week, July, first week of July, yeah. The first week of January, cold as it will be, I will be out there with that mastic machine filling the cracks in the potholes in this parking lot. So, that thing you can use all year round. So, I mean, you're making yourself more valuable. You're able to work in the winter. Again, the same thing with the pickleball courts. You start getting into that. Well, there's a lot of indoor jobs that get done through the winter. Well, that's going to be what keeps my company in money and the bills paid through the winter, it turns out. So, I wish I had a better, I really did wish I had a better, like, 1, 2, 3 strategy. You do this and these people are going to come, but I don't. Go back, watch the video that I have from a year or two ago where I explain this in detail, the ups, the downs. I have a whole, I think it's even a playlist. I mean, there might even have been a playlist created that has all these about how you can click away your competition and how to build like a strong customer base. Go watch those, because again, I know I went really in depth in those videos, and my mindset was a little bit different back then because I was actually going through that. Right now I don't want to sound pompous, but like right now I'm in a different place. My phone just rings. I don't have to advertise. I have a great loyal customer base. Some of my customers go back almost a decade. Everybody to this day still uses us. I have huge companies who refer us to other huge companies, and like, that's how it happens. And again, buddy, it doesn't happen overnight. Like, you might struggle for 3 to 4 years, but you got to get your name out there. It's all about your brand and branding yourself. Again, you can advertise all you want. You can try to put yourself out there in mailers and Drew Exotics, coming back to you, bro. Like, he had tried to give advice. He's like, go bang on doors. And it's like, I don't know if he was kidding, because the second half of his paragraph kind of made it look like he was kidding. But don't do that. Don't bang on people's fucking doors. Do you want your door banged on? No, you don't. Tell me what, like, high-end, professional, legitimate company is coming to bang on your door to beg you to allow you to do work for them. That doesn't happen in the real world. It doesn't. And look, there are ways to do that without actually doing that. And what do I mean by that? Well, look, let's say you get yourself into or you get yourself on a street and you know, one or two of your like one guy calls you and he's like, hey, I got this driveway, you know, it's like 100 feet long, a couple cars wide. Me and my neighbor want it done. If you could come out and give us like a price, that'd be great. Like I said, we want them both done. So you could tell that they're looking for a deal. So you go out and you look at them and you go, oh, okay. Like, yeah, I'll do them and I'll give you guys a great deal. Let me ask you something. Like, you guys have like a community page, you know, like, let's say the name of the neighborhood is called Whispering Pines or something, you know. Hey, you guys got like a Whispering Pines like Facebook page? Oh yeah, we do. Oh, great. Listen, if you can recruit, tell your neighbors that I'm going to be coming, you know, next weekend or 2 weekends, and you always want to set it for a weekend, Saturday or a Sunday, not too early to piss people off, but early enough for you to have enough work for the day, because you're going to get a ton of work. And this is how, like, you're going to wind up looking at customers. You're going to show up to do that one driveway. Let's say 2 driveways, all right? And you come rolling in. And then you do this. Then you grab the key. All right? Then you fire that bad Larry up. And before you know it, every Karen and Ken in the neighborhood is blasted to their window going, oh, no, he didn't. Ben, Jerry is having his driveway done. Did you see that? Yeah, that's okay. I was going to do ours myself. When, Ben? I'm still waiting for the kitchen to get painted, Ben. It's on my list. I'm going to get it done. And then that might work. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. But then 2 hours later, when now you're jumping across the street, and now you're over at Patrick's house. Ben! He is over at Patrick's house. And Ben, listen, I don't want to be the only people on the street that didn't get their driveway done. So you need to go out and talk to him. Now, if they have a Facebook page for their neighborhood, then you look at the guy and you go, hey, look, I'm going to give, okay, so your driveway would be $600, his driveway would be $500, but if you guys do them at the same time, I'll take $100 off of each of your driveways. If you get 3 more people to come in, so if we get a total of 5 people, then I'll do your driveway for free. That's all you gotta say, dude. Yeah, that's all you gotta say. That dude is off to the races. He is gonna be your biggest mouthpiece. He'll be pressuring his neighbors. Hey,
Larry, hey, it's Ben. I got these guys. They're great, and they're coming to do my driveway.
okay, how about I charging you?
And okay, I'm gonna get us all a great deal.
Okay, and even more, he's like, oh, I got this Facebook page. He goes on the Facebook page. Bang. I mean, I got videos on our YouTube page. We did 27 driveways in a day because of that. Like, we got into the neighborhood. They put us out on Facebook. Before you knew it, we had 32 driveways to do. We did 27 in one day. We went back the next day and finished the last 5. Holy saliva, Batman. So, like, those are opportunities, you know? And then when you get into a neighborhood and you do fucking 27 driveways in a day, big driveways, you know, look at the video yourself. That's all people need to see. You don't know who those 27 people are. You don't know if they run warehouses. You don't know if one guy is a facility manager for UPS. Like, you just don't know who your customers are. That's how I got into, like, doing this big jobs. It's because I went one day, Jeff Checkaway, I'm using his name, great guy from my town. I showed up to do his driveway one day. He came outside, he's young, he's like my age. And he comes out, and this was like 10 years ago, and he's like, hey, like, you guys did a great job. Can you handle anything bigger? Yeah, of course I can. Okay, well, you know, we manage a company. We buy commercial properties. We flip them and try to get new tenants to move into them. It's like I'm drooling at the mouth. Tell me more. Tell me more. And Jesus, that year, I think I did 700,000 square feet for him. 3 parking lots, all averaged around 250,000 square feet. Listen, that changed my life overnight. All right. But it was like, it's like being the ugly girl that finally got, it's like being the ugly girl that finally got like invited to the dance. You know, now she's at the dance, but she doesn't know how to dance. And her dress looks like crap. And like you blew it! You blew it! Yeah, you blew your chance. So, like, I go out, dude, at this time, I'm working on oil tanks. I got 2 oil tanks on a flatbed trailer, right? I'm doing everything with squeegees and brushes or buckets, but it's like as soon as I got this opportunity, I took all that money and I turned around and I immediately I put myself in the poorhouse to buy the things that I would need to be able to play on that level. And yeah, it's overkill for a little while. It is. It really is. But listen, when I roll up to a job, so when we did the Cape Cod Canal, you know, and granted, like, they didn't choose us. Like, I'm not special. Like, I just happened to win the bid, you know, like, and some could say, well, you win the bid because you were the cheapest. Well, maybe I was the fucking cheapest, you know? You know how much money, like, my company made off of that one job? Like, it bought me a mastic machine, okay? So, yeah, I might have been the cheapest, but I still threw so much money in my pocket. And what did I do? I didn't take that 70,000 or 80,000 profit that we made and go buy fucking a Hellcat like I wanted to, or you know, go take my kids to Disney or go blow it. No. I bought a mastic machine. Why? Because that's what you do with your money. You reinvest it in your company, you grow your company, and you make yourself more valuable to the customers that you are trying to court. Yeah. Look at me. Hey, baby. It's like those videos you see on TikTok.
Yo, what's up?
This your car?
Yeah, why, what's up?
Oh, this nice.
I appreciate it. That's why I got it. But what's up, though?
Oh, I thought this was your Lamborghini. So I was going to come sit with you.
And then the kid's like, oh, so you're like a gold digger? And
oh, no, I had nothing like that. I just thought this was your car.
And it's like, they come to you because they see, wow, this guy's got everything that I want. And in my world, that's how it is. You can call my seal coating company and I can handle anything that you throw at me. You don't have to go look for someone else. And if you say, well, I got 200,000 feet, I need mill and paved. Well, guess what? I got a guy for that too. And he works right under my umbrella. So you're not going to miss a step, okay? Build good relationships with, that's the other thing. Build good relationships. You want to know how you're going to get bigger jobs? Well, build relationships with paving companies that do bigger jobs. Because a lot of times, a paving company will get a contract to only pave half of the lot, but then they have to seal coat and crack fill the other half. And they might not have a seal coating or crack filling division. So if you can get hooked up with those guys, maybe you got to pay more attention. See, around here, I know, like, okay, this paving company uses this company to do their striping, or they do their striping in-house. And then first thing I do is I go to, like, their shit work, and then I contact the company. I'm like, hey, I just happen to notice you just did this awesome paving job over at this dispensary. And then you know what? These fucking guys come in there and ruin it with their paint job. Like, I just want to let you know that when it comes to blind striping, the finish makes the parking lot, and I'm not trying to step on anybody's toes, but it's a shame that you guys did such a great job on this parking lot, and then they came in and ruined it with the paint. Like, I am a chainsaw when it comes to selling. Like, put me in a room, fucking fire me up, and then get out of my way, because the trees are going to start falling down. That's right. You got to have a good game, and you got to be a good salesperson too. And being a good salesperson, I can sell you anything. I can make you buy anything I want you to buy from me. But I would never sell you anything that you don't need, and I would never do it in a way that is unethical.
Something just came across my desk, John. It is perhaps the best thing I've seen in the last 6 months. If you have...
And some of you might say, well, then you're not a good salesman, because sometimes being a good salesman means selling things to people when they don't need it. No, it doesn't. Not in my world. I don't do that. I don't go down that road. And I don't want any part of that. Again, I don't want your money this time. I want your money every single time. So I'm going to do the very best job that I possibly can to ensure that you call me back every single time. And I have people that call me even if they know they can't use me. They're just like, Ryan, who do we use for this thing? Because they know anybody that when you do the type of caliber of work that we do, you have the honesty and integrity that we have, then you align yourself with people that have those same business morals and ethics. Okay? Those people are going to help you find work, just like you're going to help find work for them. All right? These things, it's not one thing. It's many things together that help you get to this level. All right? It gives me douche chills saying it like that. But, like some days, like I used to go up there and stand on that mezzanine when before I had like the land and all my stuff was out there in the containers, and it was like I used to look down in the winter, all my equipment was in here, right? And I'd look at the stuff and I'd be like wow, like this is all mine. Like wow, how did I get all this stuff, But I got all this stuff by busting my ass, I mean, and then the one last thing, that I kind of touched on before, but I'm going to circle back to, is you need to be a household name. Like where I'm from, in my town of Oxford, and where I'm getting into Webster, where I'm building my shop, you got to be a household name, Like, I was talking to a superintendent the other day up at the high school for the schools, and we were looking at a tennis court project. They want to put some courts in for the high school, and the guy's like, you guys came highly recommended. Guy on conservation, some old guy on the conservation committee was. I have no idea who this guy is, none whatsoever, zero. But everybody in town knows my company. All right, you can't miss my trucks, right? Wrapped, Premier, very proud. I mean, we roll around brand new. I mean, I was just talking to my neighbor Steve. He was telling me, he's like, man, your trucks, you have the nicest equipment out of anybody that does this. And it's like, yeah, that's pride. That's me being proud of what I have and what I've accomplished, But that coupled with you doing things for your community, you helping out around Christmas time, maybe, you got some cop buddies in town and you buy some toys for a family that, otherwise wouldn't have a good Christmas. You have to find creative ways to get your name out there. I'll go to I'll give you a good example, because the marijuana dispensary in my town like paid the free lunch tab or the charge lunch tab. You know, when kids come in, they don't have their money, they charge it, you know. Well, they snuck into the school and they paid the charge lunch tab. You know, I think it was like $1,500, right? Fucking genius. It was genius. I mean, I got home that night. My wife told me,
Oh, I saw on Facebook today that, you know, Curaleaf paid the...
and I was like, oh my God, they're so smart. They are so smart. I should have done that. I should have done that. Everybody for 2 weeks was talking about how great Curaleaf was because they paid the kids lunch tabs. You know, I mean, I even pull over and help people on the side of the road. You know, like whatever you have to do to get your company's name, a household name, join the light parade or the vendor meet at the town common. Like, you got to get your name out there. Get your shop where people are only going to see, you know, like where we're building our new shop, we have like the best. There's so much traffic that is going to see this place. We're just going to be known as, oh, that's that company. That's Premier. Like, we need seal coating. We need something. We just call Premier. Like, that's the company you call. They're right there on Cudworth Road. We see their trucks everywhere. Like, that's how you have to be like your town's mascot seal coating company. They wouldn't think to call anybody else. And maybe there are other seal coating companies in town, but they're not out there like you are doing stuff for your community, for their community like you are. So that's what I mean. Like, not one thing will get you there, but all of these things together will get you there. And again, you're probably going to watch this and you're just going to go, thanks. What time is it? Thanks, it's 3:09. I wasted an hour. Thought I was going to get the key to the universe. It didn't happen. No, it didn't. But I gave you a bunch of nuggets that you can follow, and it should help get you there. And again, I am available. I will do like a, you know, I see like, I saw this thing on Facebook. It's like, one guy's like, you know, you can have a business phone call with me for $1,500 and I'll help map out your company and I'll give you a plan to success. I ain't doing that. All right, I ain't doing that. You can call me anytime. I ain't gonna charge you. Well, don't call me. Text me, because you never know what I'm doing. But text me. You know, send me a message. Shoot me an email. Say, hey, Rye, I want an hour with you. I got a bunch of questions that I wrote out. I thought up. I got some really good ones. I stuff that I'm going through, and I need some advice, and I need to know how you would handle this. You know what? I will give you that time. I'm going to post it on YouTube for everyone else, you know? So maybe, like, if you want, you can put take your kid's phone and put, like, one of those puppy filters on, you know, so nobody knows who you are. Maybe you're embarrassed, okay? And you don't want people to think that you're asking for help. So, you know, maybe you put on, the SpongeBob filter, and your head shows up, and you show up as SpongeBob, and, you know, listen, no one's going to know your voice, okay? I don't care how you do it. I don't care how you do it. You know, I am here for you. I cautiously made a lot of mistakes in my years of doing this. Nothing like bad or unethical or nothing like that, but, you know, I just know what works and what doesn't work. I see these guys, and again, I want to be careful, because I don't want to, like, shit on anybody else that tries to have a voice out there, because they're just trying to help people too, you know. But I see, like, a lot of, like, things and I'm like, no, that's not right. That's not. Why are you telling people? Why are we talking about the best possible trowel squeegee brands when we should be pushing people towards hot pour crack filling, because troweling squeegees crack filler is garbage and does nothing but make things look nice until it gets cold at one time, then the cracks open back up. The customer's left where they are, and you got their money. Okay? No. I'm all about doing things right. I'm all about trying to get contract. Listen, if you got to use that stuff for a little while to get you where you got to be, that's one thing. But I know like a company local who is about the size of mine, who's running around with a couple of sealer rigs like I am, who has a crack machine like I have, and they send their guys out to do residential jobs with trowel grade crack filler. And they wonder why they got a 3.5 rating and they lose all their driveway customers. You know, yeah, what do? I send my guys out with the tow behind crack machine. And some days, if it's, you know, we get long stretches where there's no rain, then sometimes I got to send a truck out. I'll send the truck out. Truck will go out, prep, fill the cracks, and the sealer guys come in right behind them. You may think to yourself, like, wow, you're wasting a lot of extra money. You know, not as much money as you're wasting having 3 guys in a driveway truck, but I digress. Like, no, you can take, you know, the extra truck, hauling the equipment, and go, dude, that's a lot. I wouldn't do that. I'd rather just, yeah, okay, fine. You would rather just not do it right. Sorry. Fuck, hate me, call me out, let's hear it, come on. Yeah, you're not doing it right. You're not doing it right. If you have an MA10, but it's too much of a pain in the ass, so you're carrying around trowel grade, and that's what you're selling to your customers, you're not doing it right. And if you start suffering and having problems with customers, then that's why. Because you decided that you were going to take it upon yourself to do it easy, to take the easy way out, and your work is suffering. The quality of your work is suffering. Why? Again, super douchey moment. Why does my work stand the test of time? Why do we have so many repeat customers? Why do I walk around here like I'm king shit and have this pompous ass attitude like I'm better than everybody else? Because I know this is douchey, but I am. And the only reason that I am is because they're not. You know, they're not. We can run around, we can do all this work, we can keep getting repeat customers who call us, and yeah, I love it. I thrive on that. You know, one thing's for sure, I'm not losing customers because I do not give them a chance to be lost. And to be successful, you have to start by obtaining customers, then retaining those customers while you're obtaining new customers. See, too many seal coating companies now are just about obtaining and not about retaining. All right. And I see these on these, you know, these 5-person panels. Today we're going to talk about our advertising strategies. Why do you have to advertise so much? Like, if you're keeping all of the customers that you've had from years past, then technically, unless you're adding a crew every single season, then you can't advertise and keep up with your work and keep up with all of the repeat customers from years past, unless you don't have customers from years past. Now, you could look at it and play devil's advocate and go, well, Ryan, you're not advertising. You're not growing your customer base. Wrong. I'm growing it slower, but I'm growing it stronger. And what do I mean by that? Well, I mean, everybody who's used us in the past continues to use us. And then you get new people on top of that. Maybe not in the volume that you would from like advertising, pay-per-click, Angie's List, billboards. Nonsense. It's like with snow plowing. You're not going to take too many snow plowing customers so that the quality of your snow plowing suffers. No, you're going to maintain the perfect amount of customers so that you can keep everybody happy but still make money. This is the same thing, folks. This is exactly what we're doing here. And yeah, my crew now is 6 guys. You know, it started as 2, but as the repeat business coupled with the new business got bigger and more available, then we added more guys. We we're buying this equipment and we're branching out into what we do as a company, well, then that means you got to branch out. You need more crews. You need more guys, because you can't have guys out doing thermoplastic and sport courts and seal coating at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, I kind of feel like I went off the rails a little bit here, but I think you understand what I'm saying. So, again, don't look at it as a way of how are we going to get bigger, better customers, as you look at it. No, we're not. We're going to do it instead. We're going to build a great customer base. We're going to retain that customer base, and we're going to keep adding new people. And those new people, coupled with the retaining people, that is what is going to make us a